Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you, I got the generator off now. It's a little bit noisy, but if you're using a generator, you can slowly ramp up how many watts you're pulling by hitting the settings and then going to your charge speed. And then you can go little by little up to what your generator can do, which is really nice for if you have a smaller generator. Now, one thing I wanted to note was if you have a Ecoflow product, Ecoflow does recommend using a inverter style generator, and that's because of the AC charger built in. You can damage it by using a basically a standard generator. It's dirty voltage. You notice in my part one it showed voltage at 124 volts. If you don't have between 115 to 100, even 25, 26 volts with a dirty voltage, not a pure sine wave, which is what an inverter style generator does, you can damage the inverter charger. And by slowly ramping up your wattage, you can actually get a better, you can not over ramp the generator and it'll actually kick it off. Mine, if I slam it right up to 1800 watts, it'll actually kick the AC breaker. You got to shut the generator down or reset it. On this style, you can just hit the reset button while it's running, but I don't usually recommend that. Shut the generator down, unplug it first, and then run it. So from there, you can actually do basically restart it and turn it back on and plug it back in. And if you have an eco mode, if you want to run it at about 1,000 watts, that'll keep the voltage better still, but also you won't use as much fuel. This is only a 2.6 gallon tank, and it'll run at 1,000 watts for about 12 hours, or it'll run at about 750 watts, which is quarter the load of 3,500 running watts for 18 hours. That's more than enough to charge your Delta Pro a few times. So if you're just running small loads and you're just using, you know, charging your phones, if you're running your refrigerator, something like that, you can actually charge the Delta Pro easily while you're running that refrigerator, not a problem. I don't recommend just shutting the generator off or turning it on while it's plugged in, but actually keep it unplugged, start the generator, let it warm up, and then plug it in at a lower wattage. And then when it's time to shut it off, unplug it and then shut the generator down. And remember, good fuel storage, shut the gas off, let it run dry, and let it shut off on its own. It sounds a little funny when it does it, but it's good to do it for it. But on the input, you'll actually see basically, you'll see the AC charge, and if you have any solar coming in at the same time, awesome. That's a good way to do it. So you get more during the bright sun. So if you got to get a quick charge, you can put 1,500 watts to this. Do keep in mind of your extension cord. I'm using a 12 gauge extension cord. It is rated up to 15 amps, which is 1,800 watts at 120 volts. So make sure you do use a good gauge. If you're using one of those 14 or 16 gauge extension cords, try not to go over 1,000 watts total at 25 to 50 feet. You don't want to do that. You'll overheat it, you'll get a low voltage, and the Delta Pro may not like it. So just good things to know about charging your Delta Pro. Use an inverter style. I've seen a few people running theirs off of a big 5,500 watt